Hi, my name is Tony Anderson. I'm the Executive Director of the ARC of California, and we're an association of people with developmental disabilities and their families. And we've been around in California since 1950. And I'm very lucky. I get to represent this incredible group of people and in their struggle for finding ways to make it in life, just like anybody else, but with a few more struggles that others don't have. We have a long history of being institutionalized just because the person was born with a developmental disability. And for the most part, that's not the way it works anymore. People know that if you have a developmental disability, you're still going to live a long, full life, and you're still going to be able to go to school now, and you're going to be able to work. And some people have families and their jobs, and they have cars that they drive, or they find other ways to get around. And basically live a life that anybody else would be striving to live. But there are other challenges that they have to face. Schools are very difficult, and a little more difficult for our constituents with developmental disabilities. It's hard for parents too to support them there, and then try to get work skills while they're in school and figure out what they do next as they try to make that separation time from their parents into their adult world. And that's hard for the parents as well, because sometimes parents didn't think about that their sons and daughters had this great potential that any other boy or girl had in school, that they'd get jobs and they'd move along. In our community, most people, most adults, still live at home with their families, and in many cases for many, many years. And in fact, 70,000 people in California are living with an aging caregiver at home. So they've continued to live at home their entire life, and they haven't made that transition in those cases. So it's a struggle that we all are looking at, and we have sandwiched generations with a mother or a father taking care of their parent at the same time taking care of a person with a developmental disability at home. So all of those struggles are all part of what we're dealing with, and we're all trying to figure out how this works in the new world for people with developmental disabilities, and figuring out ways so that people can self-determine their whole life. And we've got a robust provider community that is not very well funded, but is really working hard to reach out to the general population and tell people about the value of their services and how they support people with developmental disabilities. And when they do that, then they've got this partnership between the communities and the families and the providers and the people who receive the services, and that's how it's existing today. It's not easy, but they're able to do that still today, because there are a lot of people who are very compelled by this human story. So it's not over, and we've got a long way to go. We're all trying to figure out how this works together. It's a very positive environment, and I'm very hopeful for the future that we have for people with developmental disabilities and their families.
This is one of a series of interviews with persons or family members who use services for seniors or persons with disabilities. We would like to thank seniors and individuals with disabilities and their family members. If you would like to view more videos on this topic, please visit our website at ccltss.org.